Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Fun Day edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We're in our usual spots at Ten Palms, Gulfstream Park, Highlandale Beach, Florida. Beautiful sunny day, getting ready for a big championship game, Indiana, Monday night. And look who's joining us in the flesh, making his live Lunchbox
This is it.
debut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Besides the legendary Jeff Defo DeForest, who's been...
I'm not even in the screen, I don't think. But
no,
That's okay.
because we're
That's
making
a
room
guy.
for Dave Hyde.
Yeah, that's
no,
it.
we've got a legendary voice for 4 decades in this town in Jeff DeForest, and we've got a legendary scrivener
Wow.
in this town for
Scribbler.
going on.
Scrivener?
Scrivener. Look it up. It's one of my patents.
We're not in our usual spot either, Mike. I mean,
Well,
you're already like Trumpian in your
talking
deception.
about the general sense.
Oh, okay.
They put us on the other side because they're getting ready for a big day next week. Pegasus
I
weekend
was
is
wandering
next
around
weekend.
for a half hour trying to find you.
We're on the south side of the track as opposed to the north side. But you know what? Nobody in the audience would know that. So, but Dave Hyde, welcome to the show. How are you, my old
Great to
colleague?
be here. I know. We used to travel the world together.
Yeah, we used
We
to be
could probably get
bunkmates.
into a few of those stories too of traveling the
We
world.
can. We did the Olympics together several times. Japan, Australia. Back in the days when
Wow.
newspapers had money.
Ooh, a lot.
Now,
Listen to what you guys were doing. You guys were getting away with murder. I thought we were in the electronic media.
I
but
thought
you
it
guys
was
were
work
stealing.
too at the time. And we worked hard.
And before we get into some of those good old days and the stories, I do want to ask, does the Sun Sentinel have enough of a budget these days to afford the tolls to get you into the championship game, to get you from your Coconut Grove residence up to the stadium on Monday night?
Well, they do have that money. The problem here is this is such a weird event that parking passes are at a premium.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can sell
Have you
like
seen-
a grand.
I haven't looked today. The tickets to the game were going $3,000 to $4,000.
But the
Parking
cheapest
passes are going hundreds of dollars.
Now,
Yes.
does the media still get parking passes, or
Yes.
do you have to hitch a ride, get an Uber? Is there a
Well,
bus?
the
Ubering
headquarters,
out of there, though, would be a disaster.
No,
I mean,
we
wouldn't it?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't Uber in.
the headquarters to the place, to the media hotel in downtown Miami is close enough to where I'm living. I'm just going to go there and hitch a ride.
Media
bus.
buses.
I haven't been on a
nice.
media bus
Jesus.
in years, and so I'm looking forward to that.
You get the box lunch at this event also? That's always a trip.
they gave these little sunglasses out as our media present. I'll hold them up
Oh,
for
there
your
you go.
viewers.
The
There.
nice.
future is so
You know,
bright.
it's,
You got to wear
they're
shades.
What else
especially-
was in the
It's a
bag?
night game.
What
It's a
else
night
was in
game.
there?
It is
But-
a night game. There you go.
I got I used to love riding the buses around the, especially the Olympics. I got, one time at the Olympics in Japan, I was seated next to a very interesting guy. His name is Pico Ayer, who lived in Japan. He's a writer,
I read his book.
travel writer. And then I go, and I remember, he's one of those guys, really great writer, really bright guy. Had a really nice conversation with him on a ride up to a ski slope in Nagano in 98. And then I went to see Marty Supreme the other week, and he's in the movie as the head of the International Table Tennis Association. Have you seen Marty Supreme? But
I have not, but I've read Pico Ayer's books because the Sun Sentinel former travel writer Tom Swift was
Tom
good
Swift.
friends.
Yes.
Swift, excuse me,
Yes.
Tom Swift. Wow, there's
Jonathan Swift. No, Tom Swift.
Tom
Great.
Swift was a great travel writer and friends with him,
Oh, okay.
and so somehow through that I started reading his books and
There you go.
but yeah, the media bus at the Olympics. Some legendary stories.
good
It's always interesting who you'd sit next to, which writer.
Yes. And
Let me
Defo-
ask you a question. Though.
Yeah.
This is bothering me since this morning when we talked with the professor, and he's absolutely right. And I don't know if you've done any exploration on this. All right, is this
Here we
part of
go.
the $1 billion farmer bailout? How are these Indiana fans affording these tickets to travel here? I mean, I don't know. The professor was right. Indiana used to draw like 300 people to a ball game 3 years ago before Signetti. And then all of a sudden they have like $20,000-$50,000 a ticket to pay for
Well,
these
it's pretty
games.
obviously they've been saving up for about 5 decades.
Wow.
Right? They had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and even the
in football
basketball,
season.
the basketball team hasn't made a Final Four in a while, so they have been able to save up.
I
right?
grew up in Columbus, Ohio, with Ohio State.
Yes.
And Indiana was so far down. It's really hard for me to wrap my mind around that they're a good football team.
Yeah.
Because they're just downtrodden. They're like cut plants of corn, stalks of corn that never grew.
No, they literally were the worst by record college football team in history. Like that's how far they've come. That's why our friend Kim was talking about all these people want to talk about where they fit in history. I think that's moronic because I don't know where they fit. But I think you're pivoting the conversation because what you're saying is where I just can't fathom that they're here.
Right.
The fact that they're here is ridiculous.
But here's the funny part. I mean, they're from the same state as Notre Dame. So we've gone from Catholics versus convicts to Catholics versus rejects, which is kind of the theme of the.
How
I
did
could
this
use
happen,
that line,
Dave?
by the
I
way.
like that.
Dave.
I like that.
Yeah,
No, if I use that, I came up with it.
No, of course.
course.
That's the oldest adage
Eric,
in the
you
press
share
box. If you say it out lout in the press box, anybody has the right to steal it. So.
You never done that, Dave.
Never.
Come on. And taking somebody's line. All right. So how did this happen? This is the interest. I'm beyond the fact that Miami's there, which is a story in and of itself. But how on earth is Indiana here? And this is the championship game. And what are you feeling? I mean, what are you saying? You've been around a couple of the events so far? Or have
Well,
they really
there have been
started
no
up?
events.
Okay.
They actually have media day tomorrow, so
Okay.
we'll
At the convention center.
at the
and it's
convention
open to
center.
the public, which is bizarre to me. But
It
I guess
is?
they're
I
going to have.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to have like seating for the public.
That's
and then,
how
and
the Super Bowl's like that too now. They have seating for the
Yeah.
public.
A media day?
That's so
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Um,
And what's even more bizarre is people go.
What's
I'm with you. Yeah,
What's
yeah,
even
yeah,
more
yeah,
bizarre-
zero value.
these days and how the world has changed, and maybe I should have stayed in sports, is that some of the sports media members are making more than the players and the athletes now, even at a Super Bowl, right?
Well, not so much. Well,
Not
maybe
you.
in Super Bowl, but not at the
Not
college
everybody,
championship
yeah,
game.
not
Yeah.
everybody.
Not at the college championship game. The players are making more.
Okay.
yeah.
The NIL is,
It's changed the game.
Well, that's the
changed.
whole story. Otherwise, Indiana's nowhere
I
near
was
this
going to
place.
say that's although a lot of their players are not 5-star players. They're not.
Yeah.
They're the James Madison. They came with him.
Yeah,
and
the
James
rejects.
Madison, or they're 3-star,
Great
and they
story.
developed
100%.
them, or which is But Fernando Mendoza is a 5-star player, and Carson Beck is a $4.5 million player.
Wow.
And Miami just tried to sign the Alabama quarterback, reportedly for $6.5 million, and he turned them down.
Wow. The world is getting crazy. But you know what? There's a lot of money being generated by these games, by these activities, and it's time that why not the athletes get it as opposed to
I
just
love
the
it.
coaches.
I love it. Now it's a little disorganized, but what's wrong with the players getting some money?
No, they need to make some reforms to the system. But we're not here to talk about how to overhaul and make things
We're
right
here to
in
eat.
college football.
wow,
We are
wow.
here
We
to
are
eat.
here to eat.
and
I
drink
saw you as a
and gamble.
cheeseburger kind of guy.
Yeah,
I really
well,
did.
yeah, well,
yeah.
like,
You got the
pegged
bacon
me. You pegged
cheeseburger.
me. I'm easy.
Now before we dive back into the game and sports and with Dave Hyde, Sun Sentinel Columnist, is it wrong to call? How long have you been doing it? And you've been at the Sun Sentinel now going on like 7 years. How much?
So
is
I
it?
was offered the job at the Earthquake World Series back in San
89.
Francisco. I got a call from our
Fred
buddy
Turner.
Fred Turner.
I was
and,
already on staff, so
Yeah.
But
And so that's when I started a little bit after that. So
at the time you were at the Miami Herald, so you worked for them for a few years. So you've
5
been in
years.
town
I was
40
at the-
years.
Yeah, I came here in '85, summer of '85. Moved in, and then my air conditioner went out my first week. So that's how I
Oh, no,
welcomed
here.
myself.
Oh,
And during a
geez.
heat wave,
Oh,
and I
geez.
was like, yeah. So I grew up in Ohio. Then I went to Miami of Ohio. Then I worked in Iowa City for a couple years.
Really?
And yeah, it
So
was.
you're very familiar with corn in the
I am,
Midwest.
absolutely. Corn Midwest.
And this explains why when me and you used to travel, you were, I don't want to say you had a bland palate, but you were
I
pretty
did completely
but
bland. No, I would. I'd prefer to. You would make reservations for the whatever,
week,
one
right.
of the best you've been
You're-
looking forward to since the Dolphins schedule or whatever came out. And that's one brand of sports writer.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you,
I'm the other brand, which
Just-
is, you know what? I'm just going to walk around town,
right.
Yeah.
stop in for a beer,
Is
Just
there a
get a
White
burger,
Castle
and
in
then
town?
I'll
Yeah,
stop
exactly,
at get a hamburger
A
somewhere.
burger and fries.
Okay, well, in that
which is
vein,
appropriate.
we have a 2 times James Beard Award-winning writer
Oh, wow,
chiming in.
wow.
Oh,
who
Carlos
says
Frias.
He loves Fred. He also gave him his first
Right.
shot.
Carlos Fred,
down-
right? Tremendous
here.
writer.
Fred got.
And he wants to ask, and Mayo has to know what's coming next.
Oh God.
Dave Hyde from Ohio, would you rather eat Skyline chili or put your hand on a hot stove?
Oh, I thought you were going to say dog poop. But I really,
If I could put my right hand on a hot stove,
Yes,
I would
the one
do
you
that.
don't
I
write
need, I
with.
need
Yeah.
my left hand.
The one you
to
don't
write.
write or
Yeah,
type
yeah.
with, yeah.
Wait.
Skyline. I'm not a Skyline chili fan. I'm not. Don't lump me into that. and when people talk about it, I get nauseous.
it's rather
Well, he
look
is.
at those.
Yeah.
The gentleman to your right.
You're a
that's
disgrace to the
the thing.
Buckeyes, Dave. But you know who actually turned me on to it for the first time, and another in the long line of Fred Turner hires, who became a sports editor, Brian White.
Let me guess.
Brian White, also from the great state of Ohio, and he was I was a Dolphins beat writer at that point.
But Skyline
Went to
chili
Cincinnati.
isn't an Ohio thing; it's a Cincinnati thing.
So
Okay.
Just the rest of
Okay, you
Ohio is
got-
like, yeah,
you
don't
got
claim
The rest
it.
of
Southern
the state
Ohio.
hates
And I never heard of Skyline chili till I went to
Oh,
college.
really?
And because I grew up in Columbus, in the middle of the state,
Yeah, yeah.
southwestern Ohio, where Cincinnati, and then there was Skyline.
Right.
And so I wasn't indoctrinated into this cult. I had a very objective idea, and I looked at it and I go, "Who would eat that?"
I would. I love it. And
Jim
again,
Jones was serving it with the Kool-Aid.
it's a misnomer, and it's spread out all over Ohio now, not just a Cincinnati
Right.
thing. But
And it's here.
And
It's here.
but
It
it's
is
also not chili. It's really Greek spaghetti sauce.
Correct.
It's misnomer
Correct.
if they had a proper marketing from the
I
beginning.
still
He's
think
been
you
making
wouldn't like it.
excuses for these
No,
guys
I'm just
forever.
telling them they botched
horrible.
it
With
from
some
the beginning.
bizarre hot dogs on top.
Yeah, the little coney look.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't love that. I mean,
Nothing like a hot dog with
I
no
don't think I
flavor.
can get any more clear that I don't love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
He's telling you he does not love
He's
it.
very hard-headed. He doesn't hear you. He doesn't listen. He just keeps going, pounding his stuff.
meanwhile, so the game is this Monday night
Yes,
at
sir.
Hard Rock Stadium. You're going to be there along with the entire Sun Sentinel sports staff, which numbers now like 5 people.
I think we'll have 3 writers. there.
Is Verona's going to be there?
Three, yeah,
Veronis will be there,
I like
and
him.
Adam
Do you-
Lichtenstein, our UM writer.
Do you still get jacked for these big games? You get butterflies, or at this point you just I want it to be a route so I could write my
He's
column by
wondering what's on the
halftime.
menu. What are you talking about? On the free food? No?
I don't get butterflies. No, you know what? The worst part of being an old sports writer is, as you know, Mike, since you were once one, you
a long
get
time ago.
numb to games. You're almost numb to. It's. I like my job, but okay. I'm thinking more of I got to be at the
Yeah, to
pick
work.
up the media bus.
Yeah.
I got to get to the fight traffic. Where's my seat? What that type of stuff. But the game itself will be fun.
Yeah.
But it's everything else that's really that concerns me. And when people say, "What do you think during the game?" What do you think during? Every writer thinks the same thing. What am I going to write? What am I going to write? That's what we think.
And there's nothing worse than a team having a big lead. You start writing, you have a whole column, and then the big comeback happens, and then everything gets thrown out the window.
That used to be a lot worse when we used to have to file our stories right at the end
gun.
of the game.
Yeah, that
And
sucked.
2 minutes before the whole game gets disheveled. Now, if that happened, you say, "Oh well, it's the internet. I can take an hour and write."
Rewrite it. Yep. Do you have any thoughts? Well, let me start with you, Defo. I mean,
Yeah.
analyzing the game. Do you have any predictions formulated yet?
I'd be inclined, to take the 8.5
Well,
points
especially if you're a
if I was
gambler.
betting the
Yeah.
game.
The spread-
If
the
you were a
spread-
gambler,
the
if you
spread-
was a
I
gambler.
naturally-
If.
Listen, we're going to have to, and we were talking about this morning, we're going to have to pull like an old radio stunt. Lubie and I will have to walk into Mario Cristobal's office and hand him a letter of apology for the crap that we talked about him for the last couple of years, being maybe one of the worst game day coaches we've ever seen. And we'll document this because UM's in there with a shot.
No, yeah.
I wouldn't rule it
They have
out.
a big shot.
Yeah, they're at home.
And there's a Cinderella factor working with both teams.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
funny.
UM 25 years OOP out of the picture, as I said in dog racing. Indiana never been there, and now the last 2 years, all of a sudden, that they've reached the spotlight. I mean,
So
which one ends up like having the glass slipper turn into a pumpkin?
Yeah, they're both
Miami mowing
Cinderellas.
down 3 really good teams in a row after everybody lost interest in them when they lost to SMU. And Indiana, they did dodge a bullet, that miracle catch
State.
that they had in the Penn State game.
Yeah, they should have lost that game.
Otherwise, they're not undefeated. But
Yep.
they've looked great, and Miami's playing much better football. So I think it's kind of a
You say
little
it's
bit of a
toss-up.
toss-up.
then
More
you
of a
would
toss
take-
up than what the
You would
spread
take
is.
UM with the 8.5
I would
points.
definitely would take the 8.5 points. If I lose, I lose.
Do they have a shot to win outright? Money line plus 260.
I believe, no doubt, they have a shot to win outright.
Dave Hyde, have you figured things out yet?
I have completely analyzed, broken down, watched.
You're watching
You look at
tape.
the film.
You're
broke
watching
down
tape.
there all 22. I'm surprised Miami's an 8.5 under, and that's sort of the, you get trapped for watching a team
Well, then
play
blow people
well.
out. Yeah, yeah.
I've seen Miami play well since the last month
month.
of the season, and then the 3 playoff games, and,
Yeah.
and so it's hard for me to see them getting blown. 8.5 points. What you're saying, it's going to be a blowout.
Yes,
Right,
you're saying blowout.
That's
In
a
their
lot of
own
points.
home stadium.
Yeah,
in their
But
home
here's the
stadium.
thing, and here's what worries me. Because you know me, I'm a
You've been
gambler.
very anti-UM all year.
No. Well, I'm anti-Mario because I just think the way he lost that Georgia Tech game a couple of years ago, which is the similar fashion
you
how he
never
lost
come
at
back from
Oregon. No, because it's basically failing the most rudimentary test.
yeah.
Like,
You don't have to do
if,
anything.
if 2 + 2 = 5, you shouldn't be a mathematician. If you blow that game and do it the second time in your career, you really you show a level of incompetence in basic handling of game day situations. Maybe you're a great recruiter. Maybe you could be some sort of assistant coach. But
Look, as long as they don't have to do a kneel down, they're going to be fine.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
yeah, no, but here's what I'm worried about as a veteran gambler. When I see a line like this, and you expect it to be more on the long lines of 5.5, 6.5, less than a touchdown, when it's 8.5. The bookies are enticing people to bet on Miami. I think it's a
Yes,
sucker
100%.
line. I think, and so this is the way I'm going. I think it's either going to be an Indiana blowout for some reason, or UM's going to win outright and cover on the money line. So I would not take UM plus the 8.5 points.
Would
I
you
would
take them
go.
on money
I would
line?
take them money line
Yeah.
or Indiana giving the 8.5.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm completely wrong because you're going the.
It sounds like
opposite.
you could lose on both ends.
and that's usually what
That's where he's
Miami
in,
covers,
yes.
and
That's where he's in.
you get blown
I
out
get
of the
blown
water.
out,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
You know what's great? It's been so long. I mean, I go way back with the Hurricanes, as both of you guys do, I guess, and all the way back to Schnelly. I was thinking about how great that was. I mean, the program was on the border of extinction, and Schnelly comes in there, and he was the first guy I encountered here as a major sports figure in Miami when I came to town, and he was just such a unique character. I don't know, Dave, if you wanted to have a guy to write about or to have somebody that would generate. Jimmy was great for the press. But Schnelly was really an unusual character, and his optimism. You weren't here quite then yet.
Jimmy, I think it was
Yeah.
second year when I arrived. at
Yeah,
UM.
I mean that was magical. First year I'm covering the team is like 1982.
Dave Joseph, now the communications director for Gulfstream Park, and
He was a
former
UM
Sun
guy.
Sentinel.
Yeah,
He covered the Schnellenberger years,
Yeah,
and
great, man.
the Kozar years.
yeah.
So we can go all the way back if we get him upstairs, but I haven't seen him
He,
today.
he
but
was he was
Joseph
up
has to come
north
up
at,
there.
at another talking to all the Pegasus trainers evidently this morning.
okay, so we do love
He's
Dave
not going
Joseph.
to come
My
up,
sources have told me.
and pay a visit.
Oh, you looked in then?
So now, Dave, were we both at that same game, Nebraska Rose Bowl, the last time the Canes won a national championship? Because I remember I was there running up my expense account at not Nobu, Matsuhisa is the original in Beverly
yeah, it's
Hills,
LA.
great sushi place back when we had expense account, and Fred Turner, God rest his soul, would let us spend on the bowl trips, bring
The
spouses.
proximity, though, of Beverly
I'm
Hills
drawing
to
a blank
Pasadena.
here. So I went on a ski trip to my wife had family in Vail, and from there I kept going on to the Rose Bowl.
after she tore her ACL and she flew back with the kids. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh no!
Typical sports writer husband.
She's forgotten that. I'm sure, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Don't remind her though.
No,
don't bring
she
it
is-
up.
Don't remind her.
Never
She'll get
do.
mad.
But I
30
can't
years later.
remember.
You remember.
I think that was for the.
It was Nebraska.
It was
They played
Larry
Nebraska for the
Coker.
championship.
That was that game.
We were both
Yeah.
there. It was back when the paper had enough money to send like 5 people to these championships.
The Nebraska team that really didn't belong. Colorado probably should have been there, but they had 2 losses, and the Joey Harrington year with Oregon
Listen to
that they
Lubie
went
in
on
the
to beat the
sports
crap.
history.
Wow, how do you remember
Yeah,
this?
Because my
Lubie?
buddy Quattron Hill was on
You must have won
and I
money.
couldn't stand you by
I
then.
can't
so
remember
I
last
remember
week's
every
Dolphins
minute.
game, right? I mean, nor should we.
I remember that team really well because they should have lost twice, but they ended up being one of the best teams in college football history.
And I remember the Fiesta Bowl loss. I was
Right.
at that game.
87.
No, the
to Ohio State.
Ohio State. No,
Not
we're not gonna
that
do that.
State. Ohio State.
Let me ask you this,
Terry Porter.
because it seems. What's the better story? Do you still root for the better story?
Oh,
going in?
absolutely.
And UM's the better story
For
us.
me, UM
Yeah.
winning is the best story.
Yeah, Indiana winning does nothing
And-
for you down here.
Well, Indiana, you got the Mendoza
No.
who wasn't recruited by
yeah,
the
but down
locals.
here you don't want that.
No, you don't want that. But both stories are
We'll
pretty good.
they're both great stories. Yeah.
The question for me is the way this season has set up, where it's Cinderella, blah blah blah. But UM has slayed all the dragons of the past.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
beat Ohio State and get
The Terry Porter
revenge for the whole flag, the phantom flag or the flag.
Not
that
that
shouldn't have
anybody
been
even
thrown.
thinks about that anymore. There.
Oh no, we've heard it. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I
not
mean-
that right. And then
The
they've
players
also
are talking about it. It's
slayed
like you weren't even alive.
the Fiesta Bowl jinx. They win at the Fiesta Bowl. So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if they
They
win
made,
at home-
first of all, they made the playoffs. To me, that was the
Yeah, the thing.
big
That was the
thing for
hard
them because you talk about taking progressive steps forward. That'd
Yep.
be the next progressive step for Mario's regime.
Yep.
So they got that. Then they went on this run, and they're just playing with house money at this point. I mean,
That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
It's a freebie. That's why
Yeah,
I feel
sure.
good about it.
Yeah.
They're definitely in there with a shot. It's going to be a lot of fun to see that, and that's happening here. So couldn't be any better.
Let me ask anybody this. Maybe Defo or Lubie or one of the audience. Preseason before the first college football snap was made, what were the odds to win the title for Indiana and UM?
you
I
know,
think, I
so-
think UM
someone-
was like 50-1.
Yeah, someone. I thought it was. I was thinking it was higher. Somebody texted me that, and they put a picture of their ticket.
Because they, well, yeah, why
I
not?
was gonna
Remember,
say-
they
I
were a
was thinking
top
it was
10, 11
200 to
team.
1, but I could be wrong on that. But I thought they were going to be a very good team.
Yeah, yeah.
When
were
they
supposed to
beat
be.
Notre Dame, and then they lost those 2 games, and I said, okay, I'm off.
Yeah, they're back to the
done.
same
They're-
thing.
They look like the team that cannot manage a season.
Right.
They did
they-
get better though in the last few weeks.
Oh,
No,
they're
the
very
last
good.
month
about
they
it.
played
They
great.
look
Absolutely.
really strong at Florida State, where I wasted $950 to visit my daughter, buy nice tickets, and see the Seminoles completely.
You have a
collapse.
really adverse relationship though with the Canes. All
Me?
through- No, I mean in
Oh.
terms of you go to
Well,
that
yeah.
game and it's a disaster.
Oh yeah, and I kept betting against them. With
You
the,
kept
with the
betting against them
professor.
with the
I lost
professor.
another
You lost
$500.
$100.
That was another embarrassment.
It's not
You
really
may
an
as well jump on the
adverse
bandwagon, I mean.
relationship with the Canes. It's with his wallet.
money,
That's
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I've made all the unwise investments.
It's called
all
monetary
year.
separation.
That's right. No,
syndrome,
I
yeah.
still the priceless memory is going to a game with my daughter at the Doak, full house.
Yeah, it was
Both teams
a lot
at
of
that
energy
point
until
were
the first play.
undefeated,
and getting clobbered. The whole
and
team.
it was a lot of fun until the
When
second
the game
quarter.
started. Yeah, yeah, it's true. It was close in the first.
Did you go to that game? You don't. Oh, you don't.
I
you don't-
didn't go to that game. No, I
Yeah,
didn't
it was
go.
good. Good atmosphere
Yeah,
too. But anyway, so we're looking forward to Monday night. It's going to be
Yes.
great. Let's take our first break. Meanwhile, I got to make one food comment to my old colleague here, showing his old ways. He splits his hamburgers in half. Why do
Wow.
you
I
do
only
that?
did it while we
What
were
I
on
do.
radio because I thought somehow it
Gonna
might
be
be
sloppy.
easier to eat than I never cut.
See, I do. It's funny. You guys.
You're going to go
it's
full Hank
interesting.
Goldberg.
You just
on
have
this
to
and
grab
just
it
swallow
and
the thing.
go.
I
Yeah.
love doing a
I
double-fisted.
just didn't sure I could get the mic. I wasn't sure we ever
You were
would get a
polite.
break
Good
in
job by
here
you.
so I could eat.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to go double-fisted tonight. We're going to stop. I'm going to New Orleans tonight with Val. I'll be watching the game on Monday night in New Orleans. But the flight gets in late, so I've already mapped out my whole food schedule tonight because it's a late night. We're not going to get
No
to the
wonder there's a
hotel.
place you can literally just go into any
See,
place and have great
this is
food.
what I'm saying.
Mayo
Yeah.
stresses
They were
out and has to find the
traveling
perfect
with
places.
Mike, he would lay out his whole food.
I had a food itinerary.
And I was like, no, I don't do that.
Yeah,
So
no,
like
who needs
storming the beaches of Normandy.
He's
I
like
got it all mapped out. And you know what's sick is like they say Ozempic. I'm on Ozempic now, Dave. It's supposed to block out the food noise. No, at 3 o'clock in the morning,
No.
I woke up at 3 in the morning. I said, wait, we don't have reservations anywhere for Monday night dinner. And I start fidgeting around and I'm booking reservations at 3 in the morning for Monday night's dinner. I got
Lucky
it.
Dog on Bourbon Street.
He's easy.
Friday,
minute you get in
Saturday,
there,
Sunday. You're there
Acme
4
Oyster
nights?
Bar.
4
Great.
nights.
Wow.
I could go down the whole lineup, but nobody wants to hear that. But tonight, I'm going back to like an old, reliable place that's kind of like the La Tub of New Orleans. It's called Port of Call. It's like a dive
I've been
bar.
there. Yeah,
And
beautiful,
they've got
beautiful.
Big burgers
Yes.
and baked potatoes
And
instead
a
of
big
French fries.
old bar
Yeah, big
wrapping
old bar.
around there.
And they have
Beautiful bar.
2 specialty drinks. One is called the Monsoon, which is a rum drink. The other one is a Great Bloody Mary. So I'm going to be diving into a burger there at about 11 o'clock tonight. Not cutting it in half, not splitting it with Val. I am just going to go.
This guy hasn't even
deep and
taken a
sloppy.
bite yet.
I can't
Come on,
get
man.
one in.
Get to the break.
Can we go to a break so I can eat?
Yeah, we'll
Take
let
it to
you
the
eat.
bridge.
All right, before we take the first break, let's quickly talk about our friends
Oh,
at
look
the
at
Visit
that. That was
Lauderdale
quick.
Food
My
Wine
God.
Festival. It is happening next
Beautiful.
week. It's kicking off Monday night with a
Thank you.
sold-out dinner at Heritage. Continues all throughout the week until next Sunday. Most of the events are sold out now, but go online to vlfoodwine.com to get your tickets while they last for a couple of remaining big events. The Asian theme walk and roll on Thursday night, and then the barbecue on the beach on Friday
It's
is sold out.
Yeah,
The grand tasting is sold out, but there's still tickets remain for the brunch. The Sunday brunch is going to be a fun
which is
event.
a lot of fun. We went last year. It's great.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. vlfoodwine.com. Go online. There's also tickets for a couple of those classes and seminars. Really good, fun, hands-on activities with great chefs and authors and celebrity chefs. vlfoodwine.com. And if you use the promo code Lunchbox, you'll get an extra 15% off the already low ticket prices. Get them while you can. Every event probably will be sold out by the time we get to the middle part of next week. So vlfoodwine.com, Lunchbox promo code for extra savings. Let's come back and give Dave Hyde a chance to eat his burger and fries.
He's starting to work into it. He's starting to realize that just
Yeah,
for the
we
show.
eat on the show.
He
This
eats
is,
while
It's
the
part
thing
of
like
is
as Defo
ongoing.
says, pretend you're Hank.
And if you have a mouthful of
God rest
food and
his
you have to
soul.
answer a question, just go ahead and do it.
Just try.
It's a food show that we eat while we do the show.
It's
Yes.
an interactive.
Your professionalism gets thrown out the window the minute you sit down with the lunchbox.
Yeah, it's all good.
And your reputation tends to be tarnished as well.
We'll be back with more. Maybe even Joe Beja. We'll talk about some of the big
Yes.
going-ons here in the next few weeks. At
When's
Gulfstream
the
Park.
Pegasus? Next week?
Next week.
A week from Saturday.
Skippy
It's gonna-
Longstocking.
And they said next
All in.
Friday is going to be a huge day. A lot of people coming in
Oh,
for the
great.
big weekend, and they're going to have over 700 people
Oh,
here
Jesus.
in 10 Palms. We're going to be sitting in either
Oh yeah, we did a thing
the
before.
janitor
private booth.
closet,
Yeah,
maybe the bathroom. But
Well, the
we're gonna have
suite.
fun.
We were in
That
the
private
suite before.
suite
It
was
fun.
nice. That
The
was
suite was
always
fun.
good.
They can
Maybe
put us
the
in the
private
suite.
Invite Dave back.
I think
Hey,
you're going to
Joe
be in the 11th palm.
And Dave, by the way, anytime you want to come out here on a Friday, just let
Yeah,
me
it's
know.
coming right out, man.
Bring Clark too. I want to catch up.
No,
with him.
I told Clark I was coming out here. I
Oh,
thought
Clark's
Spencer,
great. We love
great
Clark.
Retired
We
sports
love
writer
Clark. He's
for
a big
the-
horse guy.
for the Miami Herald.
Doesn't he
horse
own
racing.
like a Derby horse or something?
He fell into money and he started dabbling in the ponies. Good for him.
he was up talking to Bill Mott,
Wow.
the trainer,
Wow,
about
good
who
for him.
because Bill Mott is training.
His horse?
His horse?
Kentucky
Wow.
He has
Derby
Bill
winning
Mott
trainer?
training. Jesus,
Now,
okay, good for
when you
Clark.
say he owns a whole part of horse,
What
Yeah,
did I
it's
do
still-
wrong? I can't
like
even
a
hit the early
fingernail.
double.
It's not like he's got like Ben Schwartz training for him. You got Bill Mott.
Good for
Unbelievable.
Clark. All right.
That's amazing.
Let's take that break. We'll come back with more from 10 Palms after these words.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, for great pizzas, pastas, and Italian comfort classics, you gotta check out Camille's Pizzeria and Ristorante. It's located at 4165 North Dixie Highway in Oakland Park. They're open every day but Tuesday, featuring lunch, dinner, and they've just launched a great new happy hour on weekdays, 5 to 7 p.m., featuring all kinds of drink specials, $10 light bites, and a great 3 for $20 appetizer special. It's a true mom and pop shop run by a great couple, John and Maya. He grew up in Queens, and his pizzas and signature chicken parmesan are fantastic. Takeout and delivery available. Go to Camille'sFTLauderdale.com for reservations and information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're at 10 Palms Gulfstream Park, getting ready for big week ahead, really. I mean, we've got championship game Monday night at Hard Rock Stadium. Then we've got the Pegasus next Saturday here at Gulfstream. Buzz is already forming in the air. We've got the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival taking place next week. We got Dave Hyde next to us. We've got the Winter Olympics starting next week. You're not going anywhere near Italy, are you?
Yeah. No. I actually went to the last. Did you go to Torino?
I didn't do the Torino one.
You
no.
didn't? Okay.
Yeah.
I went to. So that was like what 2006.
Yeah, I was already a
I
news
believe.
writer at that point. The
Oh, you
last
were, okay.
sports event that I covered was the Salt Lake City Winter
Oh yeah, we
Games.
did that together.
We did
I
that
remember
together.
Yeah.
Now let's tell some war stories from Nagano.
Yeah, let's
The
do
time
it.
we ate
Let's
horse.
do it.
We ate horse meat.
You got you to eat horse
We
meat.
got
Wait a second. I
hideously-
don't remember horse meat.
Well, I did. You were not adventurous, but
I was gonna say, from what I've heard,
or you
Dave Hyde is a
might
very
have
middle of the
eaten
road
it,
eater.
but we didn't tell you. But remember those Japanese businessmen that took us all around
Oh yeah.
town,
Oh
and
yeah.
we ended up at the
your
whiskey
chariot
bar,
awaits.
and yes, your chariot awaits, and I was warbling Roxanne
I
at
do.
the
I do.
karaoke
Well,
bar.
the story it's a little better than that.
Okay,
why
go
don't
ahead.
I
Tell the
present
story.
it properly?
Yes.
After a full night out, we ended up at a Japanese karaoke bar, for lack of a better.
And they were geisha girls. I mean, they're hostesses.
No,
They-
This in Utah?
You're inflating.
I'm
They're two
conflating.
separate places.
I was very drunk.
There were two. Those were two separate places.
Yes.
To the geisha girl one,
Yes.
Mike and I would go every night to a sushi restaurant, and one night, one of the last nights, the businessman there said, "Well, do you want to see the real Japan?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, sure.
So we walked out, and there was the takeout little van from the restaurant
From the
that
sushi
was going to
place.
drive us around. So we stopped at like a strip mall
Mhm.
and faceless. And the guy would come on, and he walked in. He walked through a door. They basically a private club, and we walk in, and there are all these Japanese businessmen and Western women dressed up. And I'm like, oh boy, this is
This is not good.
And we sit down.
It's like
The
the
real
reverse
Japan.
massage parlor
it
outside
was
the
a very
Hard Rock
bizarre.
Casino.
So we sit down, and I obviously my face was like, oh, what's going on?
I was gonna say this
Because-
feels like a world Mayo was comfortable in it, and Dave Hyde was not comfortable in.
Because
it.
this Australian woman, I remember she looks at me and she goes, "This is not what you think."
Anytime
know
a
how
woman
it
says that
looked.
to
They
me,
knew how it
I'm very.
And I
Concerned.
said, "Well, what is this?"
And then what is
And
it?
she said, "This is a place where Japanese men are stressed out in their lives. They come and we play music to them and talk to them after work." And I was like, "This
That's
is
the
the
whole
most
thing.
bizarre thing." Mayo,
But was
Mayo,
there
as your-
drinking involved?
Who
Did
needs
they
that?
have- did they had private
Mayo was there- yes, because the guy had his own
Whiskey
bottle.
scouts.
He had his own. He's like number. They get his
They had
bottle and they
private
bring it.
lockers with their
Yeah.
own whiskey stash.
Absolutely, it was.
And we got bombed there. And then we ended up at a karaoke
So,
bar. Is that what
so then
happened?
we go to the next bar, Mike.
Yes.
I don't think you're telling him the
How
story.
do I remember this so many years later?
Because
You
he
don't-
was
So-
annihilated and you were probably more sober.
So we're at the bar. Mike and I are sitting at this bar, and they're passing around the microphone to sing songs.
Yep.
And I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear this,
Roxanne!
and I'm like,
Who the hell?
and he's going on, and I'm like, Mayo's to my left,
And
and,
then you go.
and I'm
You
looking.
tap him and go.
I go, this is the worst song I've ever had. There's
and
Mike
then there I am. Like
with
that.
the
Yeah, the
microphone
microphone,
Right in my hand.
passed out over the microphone.
He's like sleeping.
No wonder Sting threw the lawsuit at him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man! And
It
then I
was-
remember either passing out a mound of snow or peeing in.
Okay, we're gonna complete the story. So to get to the bar, you had to go up the set of stairs, and when we leave, we're going down the set of stairs, and you have to make a sharp turn. And Mike didn't make that sharp turn. He went right into a bank of snow.
And this is in the
Oh,
early
man.
2000s.
Those were the days. I was an award-winning sports columnist.
This
And you
early
guys were
2000s, right? You guys
professionals.
were
Yeah,
married.
exactly.
Children are
No,
involved in
I
our
was
lives.
single. I was.
He was
Okay.
single.
I
Well,
was
Hyde was
single.
married for a while
married,
with children by then.
And
I was
Dave
married.
was the responsible one. He kept me
Oh,
from
that's
doing
what it
things
is.
I would later regret
That you don't remember? How do I remember this and you don't remember this?
because I.
Well, he was passed
I mean,
out
he was
singing
singing
Roxanne.
Roxanne. The
Wow.
microphone's sleeping.
But I
He's
do
not
remember
I can
coherent.
still hear that rendition of Roxanne as the worst,
That is-
the worst karaoke
Ever.
and
Yeah, nice.
that's covering a lot of ground.
All right, but I do remember this, Dave Hyde, and this you will go down as one of the all-time greats for this move. We go to the Sydney Summer Games, and they have this media housing that was in some
yeah,
obscure part of town, a million miles away from anywhere you'd want to be.
Terrible.
And it was like hastily constructed, obviously completed the day before we arrived. And Dave, what did you do?
Well, what did we do? Because we were sharing a room, and we came to the agreement. Okay, I'm going to sell our room because they needed room. There were too many media for the room, so
They were overbooked.
So I said, Mike, I'll find someone to take our room. You go find us a place to stay.
Hotel.
And
I found us a
Sydney.
great little spot right near. It's called King's Crossing.
right near the red light district.
I was single. And it was really near a whole hub of bars.
It was
and
near it.
nightclubs.
It wasn't in it.
Yeah.
And I sold. I remember. I got a message. A sports writer from Qatar or Qatar.
Yeah.
And I still can see him laying out $100 bills or whatever
Got it in
Australian
cash.
It was like paid $3,500 in cash, and we took the money. We paid for that.
The hotel
We had a
room.
great time.
We had some left over. And the best part of Sydney, Defo, at the pubs there, they had betting terminals for they're gambling
What could be better?
mad,
Yeah.
and they had races going off all day and night, and you could bet
I don't remember
the races at a terminal. You didn't come with me there,
Well done.
but I took that pile of cash and went.
Wait,
straight to
Did you win?
No.
Wait. So you guys scalped the room?
Yes.
We scalped
Scalped
the
the
room.
Because
Nice.
Devo talked about scalping Yom Kippur tickets, which people don't believe him. I think he did do it.
No, I did.
I believe he
Yeah.
for sure did that. And Devo's talked about standing on the highway as a renowned radio host and people waving Devo.
Hey, Defo.
And he's scalping station
Selling
tickets.
a Dallas Town Cowboy ticket.
But I've
Those
never
are
heard of scalping a room. That's
Yeah.
actually
That
that
was
your
a
station
novel
paid
twist
for.
that I
That's
got to give the man
impressive.
credit.
We
in the Olympic Village. No,
because we said it was an hour bus ride out of
It was in the middle of nowhere.
in the middle. It would have been
It would have
awful.
been the worst.
Would've been
3
worse
weeks,
for you,
4
too.
weeks, 3 weeks,
And
whatever
we
it was.
turned it into a great. We're right by the subway.
Only Mayo.
It was perfect. It was
can make
tremendous.
3,500 and get a better room.
How many years ago was this?
2000.
2000.
It was
Knocking
September
on
of
it, knocking on it.
2000.
Recent enough.
Yeah, it was great. 20. It's going to be 25 plus
Wow.
years now.
Wow.
Wow.
We're
Long time,
old,
man.
Hyde.
Wow.
How did this happen? But we're still breathing,
Yes, you are.
and that's a good thing. Hey, you know what? We've got to
You
do.
do have a contest
we
coming up.
do
at some
have a
point.
contest, and let's talk a little bit about the Dolphins first. What a horrendous!
You want to ruin our meals here?
nightmare.
Yeah, we were enjoying this. The meatball is great, by the
Let
way.
me
I like
stop
this
eating
place.
for a moment.
Yeah, so you don't get sick.
Describe the last season in 3 words or less.
Same as ever.
Same old shit. We
Same
can
old
curse.
You can
Dolphins.
curse. You can curse here. a
You
little
can
bit.
curse on this?
I will
Yeah.
drop F-bombs, but you can do the other stuff.
Yeah. Same old shit. Okay, and then where do they go from here? What's going to happen? Is this good? Are they on the right path?
Shula. Tell me it's Shula. Tell me it's Shula.
Oh, Chris Shula.
You
we
want
need
Chris Shula?
I want him desperately.
I'm open to
Why,
it.
why do you,
I don't
I'm
care.
open to
I-
it.
If there's
I don't know
another
if he's
Shula,
gonna-
I want him too.
We might have
Oh
to
yeah, he wants a
excavate
staff
the
of
old
oh
one.
Shula.
You
He
wanna-
wants Mike, David
Yeah.
to come out of
It
Any
sounds
of
like
them.
you want to. Oh, you don't want him up on the wall like.
All Shulas. I want the statue coming back from that warehouse where Jimmy threw it.
I
and
hope
put outside the stadium.
I
I'm
hope
done.
for his sake he's ready when he gets a job.
Oh, because the expectations are going to be
yeah,
insane.
because the expectations
Seems to be under control. Of
But you know what? I in a weird way I hesitate because we're so early into the next regime. But it started off properly.
Yes, they did it right
house.
this
They
time.
cleared house.
Mhm.
They said we're going to get the talent evaluator first.
Yes,
Because whoever you get as a talent evaluator, they're the most important person in the franchise.
they are.
So we're not going to hamstrung them by saying, "Oh, you got to work with this coach," or "Here's your quarterback." No, everything's starting off as it should, and that's only important because Steve Ross has never done it right,
Never.
properly.
No, never.
So we'll see where it goes, but it's starting. And the other reason for hope is Steve Ross's son-in-law, Daniel Silman, really is point man on all this, on the GM, on the coach. I mean, instead of Ross running it, where
He was supposed to highly
you
involved with
asked him,
Aikman.
why do you hire Joe Philbin? He's very organized, very an organized guy.
Oh, Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
well,
He's
that's
great.
important, but
Underrated,
I'm not sure I
underrated
put it
tenure.
like it.
He was more worried about gum wrappers on the freaking field than the actual offensive line.
He liked us, which was very strange. Also,
That also didn't help.
That was really weird.
He would have made an excellent accountant as a
For
pro
sure.
football coach. Not so much.
He
No,
did
no.
give a great interview. First interview I was talking to him because I heard he liked Seinfeld. So I talked to him about Seinfeld and about his
He goes, yeah, in Green Bay, I in bed I turn on because the time of the replay.
It was early in the day.
And he liked the pretzel one. I remember the I forget
Oh,
the-
Seinfeld episodes.
he talked about these all.
Oh
these
no, he had a
episodes.
great. Defo literally called him Smoking Joe, which was not a compliment. Like, and he
he had no
loved it.
personality,
He,
so, I
but
mean,
but he loved it. He actually
loved it,
sort
yeah.
of got it and went along with it.
He had
Like,
a
he had a
very
good sense
dry
of humor.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Have you ever been confronted by a guy? I know Mayo has many times, but
I was the
where
bad
you were
cop.
thinking, I really don't want to have this conversation because I've written some disparaging things or that what could be conceived as negative things about a guy, and then now the guy calls you out and says, I want to talk to Dave Hyde. Has that happened to you where you've been called on the carpet by a guy? And then
Oh
you
yeah,
had to-
yeah. I mean,
you got
that's
some
part of
explaining
it.
to do?
Yeah.
Dave
I
was
mean,
the mild-mannered Midwest.
But he said yes.
Mike was the
No one
hatchet
could not
man.
like the
Mike
guy,
was
yeah.
the hatchet man.
We
Yeah,
played
yeah.
good cop, bad cop. I was the guy from Brooklyn that grew up with the tabloids, so I was.
He hated Marino and all that stuff. Like we had all these Hall of Famers. Oh, I hate him. No, I'm joking.
No, and
Hated
then me and
Marino.
Brian
He did,
Cox
Shula. He
almost
went
got
at it with
into
Shula.
fisticuffs
Think about
one day. But everybody loved Hyde. Shula and you got along.
Oh,
Shula
until
hated
the end.
me like
Oh, really?
poison, except he hated Charlie Bricker worse.
Oh.
But that's that's water
Shula
under
would
the
say,
bridge.
Bill Walsh gave me two things, two people, Tim McKyer and Charlie Bricker. And he hated both of them. If you remember, Tim McKyer is a cornerback, Charlie
Right.
Bricker,
Oh,
a writer.
always,
and,
yeah.
Charlie
Had the
Bricker,
weird sunglasses. back in the
former
day, yeah.
Sun Sentinel Dolphins and NFL writer who could be highly abrasive. Very, very strange dude. I got along with him. But
Of course you did.
meanwhile, Joe Beja is here. We're gonna, I guess Defo is gonna seed the headset. We're gonna welcome Joe Beja to the show. He is beaming from ear to ear because his team, the New York Football
Got the bell of
Giants,
the ball, the bell of the
got
search
the
ball.
man that all of New York, New Jersey, and the tri-state area.
What do you mean? Every
wanted.
NFL team, teams had coaches and were like, you know what? Is Harbaugh available?
For once, the Giants got the bell of the ball, but
That-
still,
Yes.
contract's not done yet. I hear it's only language.
Oh,
but
really?
okay.
No, it's
if there's anyone that could screw this up right now, it's the Giants.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna wait until the press conference, and then I'll crack open a bottle of champagne or something.
Welcome back to the show. Dave Hyde is to your right. First
Pleasure to meet
time
you.
that we're
Nice to meet you.
talking in the flesh. Former colleague of mine, great legend. Is it too early to call you a legendary
Oh,
local
no, go
columnist?
ahead. Go ahead.
I think so.
You're
I mean,
the-
Go ahead.
I think it was pretty cool. I was reading.
prefer the idea of living legend.
Right.
Yeah.
definitely a very.
I was
well
reading it. I'm still old school. I get a daily paper delivered
Oh, I
every
love
day.
you.
I
He's a
love the
fan.
paper.
Yeah,
and
he
everything.
just said,
So I
love
was
you.
reading the article last time. I'm like, I'm going to meet this guy tomorrow. This is pretty cool.
No,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Edwin Pope was kind of your mentor,
Yeah.
and now
Uh-huh.
you've become the Pope
I've become
of
for sure.
sports
Yes.
I have
writers.
nothing close to the personality of Edwin, though. You talk about Edwin. He talked about chopping wood to give to the fireplace of the whorehouse in Augusta, Georgia, where he grew up.
Where he
Because
grew up.
that's
That's a great story.
I can't compete with
My
that.
favorite
I
Ed-
work for a tow truck company. That's about as close as I.
Hey, you
My
probably experienced a
favorite
lot.
Edwin story was the time that he literally froze his ass on an outhouse toilet at the Sarajevo Winter Olympics in 1984. It's like, I'm sitting there and I had to take a lighter to my.
Bathroom humor was often his. Once he was in a place where there was no toilet paper. He asked somebody, "Hey, can you hand out?" They said, "There's no there." He goes, "Anybody have 2 5s for a 10?"
Oh, he was the best. We miss him as well. But anyway, Joe, it's coming to a big week here.
Yes.
I could already feel the buzz in the air. Pegasus week next Saturday. How are the preparations going?
We're doing great. Yeah, actually, you could tell we moved it to a different area of the restaurant, started moving out some of the furniture,
Yeah, it's
expecting
great.
deliveries on
It's gonna be
Monday,
Like us,
Tuesdays.
we're the furniture that
Yeah,
we
right.
got moved this week.
But
it's
yeah, we're just trying to stay ahead of the game, all last minute details and everything else that's going on. So it's
2 events. The next, not tomorrow, but the following 2 Saturdays. So Pegasus Day. Still some tickets available for GA and some of the
Correct.
packages.
right. We have 2 general admission style tickets that are available. There's the main building, the clubhouse building for $135. That includes unlimited Stella, neutral, beverages. That part of it is inclusive, cash bar for everything else.
Okay.
And then Carousel Club, which has some entertainment and DJs throughout the day, is another general admission ticket that is $200, and that will
It
Get
gets
you
you
in the
a front
door.
row seat right overlooking the track. Gorgeous. When when the
it's a
weather's
great
beautiful like this.
atmosphere and the entertainment's going to be
Great.
fun. But that is cash bar and
That's at
Food containers.
gulfstreampark.com. Go online,
Correct.
get your tickets. And then the following Saturday, the stepping stone to the Florida Derby, the Holy Bull Day, right? Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And that's January 31st,
Yes.
Saturday. And you're also
That's on
having a return of
Tacos and tequila.
Taste at the Track, tacos and tequila that
Yes.
same day.
That is correct. We have tacos and tequila that day. So we have a lot of great brand name tequilas. I'm sorry I didn't bring my paperwork with me, but we can go
Yeah, a lot
over
going on.
the menu the next
If
week
you
or the
just-
following week. But still, if you go on the website, the menu is there as well as the cocktail. So you can go on the www.gulfstreampark.com, click on the events for Taste of the Track, tacos and tequila, and it'll bring everything up for you.
I did something this week that I haven't done in a long time, Joe, and that was I actually consumed a full margarita. Our show at Taco Craft, because they have great house margaritas. I don't
Yes.
know which tequila they make it with, but I think I'm finally over my incident I had when I was 16 years old, and maybe I'll have to come out and start sipping some of these premium
Oh, yeah.
tequilas.
I think you should. I mean, we have all the big names out here. It'll be Don Julio, it'll be Casamigos, it'll be Patron, it'll be Código. There's a Casanoble.
And no
I mean,
more
we got some-
worms. I don't have to eat any
None at all.
worms.
You don't do
Oh, okay.
the worm.
Not
You
at
do the
all.
worm.
And again, tickets available at gulfstreampark.com. You'll see the events tab. You just click on it, get the tickets, and $85 for the
Slight increase this
right.
year, 2026, plus it's Holy Bull. So I believe it's 95 and 75.
95 for the
So-
VIP hour, which is great because
Yes.
you get access early and less crowds, get better tables and premium sips. And then the general admission at 1 p.m.
Correct.
$75. It's a great
Correct.
deal, great value all day. That's Saturday the 31st, plus a great day of racing. Dave, are you a taco or tequila fan?
I'm both. I got to admit, I'm not sure I've had them together, but I like the idea of it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah.
Tequila is one of those things I don't get a headache from.
You know why? Because it's the only alcoholic
It's an upper,
beverage
not
that's
a down.
not a depressant. It's a stimulant.
Yeah.
The agave plant stimulates you.
You know,
Yeah.
it's-
I like that.
And so
I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know why, but I knew you didn't get a headache
yeah,
from
yeah.
it.
yeah.
So
So
we even did a slight twist for the event. Is there's a vodka out there now called Weber Ranch,
Mhm.
made from the agave plant,
But it's a vodka.
but it's
Really?
a vodka.
Oh, wow.
So
agave vodka.
Yeah.
I need
So-
to try this.
so that will be
Yeah.
there.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're
Then
gonna
I
have
need
it.
to
It's
come.
tacos and tequila, but we threw a
I've
little
got a
curve on that one.
very
What's
So-
big-
agave?
I've
Now
got a
that's
very big
interesting.
Saturday that day because I've already committed to be a judge at Jason Taylor has his annual chili cook-off, but that's in Weston at 4:00. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna come out
early.
here.
Come in at 12 for the VIP.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get you out the door at 3 and in an Uber, hopefully, and out to Weston.
I'll have a driver that day. I'll hire a driver. Maybe I'll hire.
Don't
Dave as my
mix
driver.
the Weber vodka
Okay, with the Weber
with-
tequila?
right?
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Well, if it's all agave based,
Agave,
it
it's all
seems
agave
pretty good.
based.
And by the end of the day, I will be
Yeah.
warbling karaoke again.
Yeah, there you go.
You miss Mike's karaoke story
Uh,
from
from the Nagano
from
Olympics.
Japan Olympics.
Oh man,
was,
I
uh,
sang the world's worst karaoke.
it
It was a lot of fun.
It was,
that night. I don't remember much, but thankfully he
There
does.
was a lot
Yeah.
of tequila involved or something involved. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was.
Different alcohol.
Hey, let's do a contest.
Sure.
Are you ready, gentlemen?
Ready.
Let's
And
go.
you know, I'm going to New Orleans tonight. I'm spending the big championship weekend in New Orleans
Oh, it's great.
from tonight until Tuesday. I've got my whole food itinerary mapped out. And in honor of that, I've actually got, in honor of MLK Day on Monday and my trip to New Orleans, I'm using the elements of both for the contest. And you don't know if you know this, Dave, but every Friday, thanks to Joe Beja and the great folks here at Gulfstream Park, we give away a Sunday brunch package for two here at Ten Palms. They have a great brunch buffet. And if you have people in town and looking for a place to come on a Sunday,
No.
and it's not one of these, oh, you got only 90 minutes.
No.
You can come here the whole day, all day buffet, one mimosa included in the package, along with a great day of racing. It's fantastic for, family friendly, bring the kids, and it's all day inclusive buffet, $60 plus tax and tip, but lower prices for the kids, right? For
Yes.
Children.
Yes,
And-
5 to 12 is half price, and under 5 is free
Yes.
Nice.
with the paying adults.
So the way this
All right,
works,
Luca.
and follow along here, Dave, because Barnesy, the Colonel, is calling. I haven't. Wait, he still calls you?
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, that's inside baseball. Craig Barnes, former sports writer, editor of the back when it was the Fort Lauderdale News.
Yeah, it was.
Sun Sentinel, going back 50 years. It's a long time. We're getting old.
But the food, I love the food here.
The 10 Palms is great.
just-
Joe Beja is the man who
it's
has
tremendous.
really raised the game here.
I thought that Lubie was eating the pasta there, and he wasn't. So I'm sitting here.
No,
grabbing
for
it
everybody.
This
grabbing
is
it
what
over
we
the
do
fork.
Fridays
we
at the
share.
Lunchbox. And we have the great new chicken hot honey sliders here. We've got the rigatoni alla vodka
And the
with the shrimp.
meatball. I like to order it and mention it because Joe B and his Italian roots made a big effort to make sure that they got the meatball right. And Joe, it
Meatball
is
is right.
fantastic.
Yes.
It is
it's moist.
fantastic.
It's stuffed with
And the
cheese.
consistency every week,
Yes.
same
Great
thing.
flavor.
Killing
You
it.
getting good feedback on that?
We are, and that was my push to go to all beef.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people love a blended meatball and so forth, but for my
Especially-
family, like Sardelli's as well, they
Yeah.
do all beef. So
Especially in South
Yeah.
Florida, where you do have a lot of people of Jewish persuasion, Muslims that don't
Yeah.
eat pork. So
Yep.
There
I
you
think
go.
it's a
And
wise
you don't
move,
feel like you're
and,
missing anything.
and it's a beautiful meatball. I
Yep.
really enjoy it. And you getting good feedback on some of the other new menu
we are.
items?
The carpaccio is great. I know you've had the carpaccio at some of our events, but the carpaccio's on the
Chicken
menu as
parm
well.
we've
Chicken
had.
parm,
Chicken
fantastic.
parm's been doing really well. The meatball's been doing really well. So great feedback on some of the new items.
Good comfort classics for the colder months of the year. So that's all good. All right. So the contest works like this. We got to have a restaurant trivia questions. You're going to send me the name of the restaurant. You're also going to send me the winner of this week's contest race, which this week is the 9th race on the Saturday card, which is the $75,000 Sunshine Turf Stakes for Florida Breds, going a mile and a 16th on the turf course. It's a 12-horse field. So you're going to send me a number from 1 to 12. And later on the Let's Eat South Florida group, I'll be posting the full clues along with the entries in the horse race. So again, the restaurant, a number from 1 through 12 for the 9th race, tomorrow's card at Gulfstream. And then this week's tiebreaker. Can anybody guess what I'm using as the tiebreaker this week, Lubie?
UM, Indiana.
No, I'm going to
that's
use
Monday.
the
Oh, that's
Seattle.
Monday.
Monday.
No, it is. I'm kidding.
We'll just do it Tuesday.
I'm taking Monday off.
Oh, yeah, we're
because
not
I'm
on
in New
Monday. We're
Orleans.
not on Monday.
We're going to make it. Of course, we have to make it.
What are you
That's
making
right.
it? The score? The
So
final?
here it is,
You have
the
to have
third
12
component.
parts. You have
And
to have
this
like
is where
70 parts.
everybody ridiculed me, Dave Joseph, Joe. This is too complicated. People every
extremely
week
complicated.
they get it. Not only they get it, they get last week's winner, Trish Morrow. Congrats. She nailed every component. You got to pick the winning team, the points margin, and the total points.
Wow.
And she came up last week with Buffalo by 3 points with 51 total
Yeah,
points.
she like nailed it.
She
Wow.
nailed it, along with getting the horse and the restaurant. So they get it done every week, Joe.
We never do, but they do.
They
I was
do.
going to say, could she bet for me on my parlay?
Exactly.
So again, the restaurant 1 through 12 for the 9th race tomorrow, and then the winner of the UM Indiana game with
Monday
the
night.
point margin and point total. Send all those components to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow
Yeah, 'cause the
Eastern
races,
time.
yeah.
I'll be in New Orleans, but you still got to get in by noon Eastern time.
Yep.
MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. Are you ready for this
I'm
week's
ready.
restaurant? All right, in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. holiday,
Next Monday.
we're going to celebrate with a historical restaurant in the city where I'll be spending the weekend, New Orleans. Here are the clues. This famed restaurant is notable not only for its food and legendary matriarchal chef owner,
No.
but also for being a hub for the civil rights movement of the 1960s, one of the only public places in segregated New Orleans where mixed race groups could eat and meet to strategize. Voter registration organizers, the NAACP, Freedom Riders, and others found safe haven here over plates of fried chicken and red beans and rice. Do you have any clues
I
so
feel like it's an
far, Joe
automatic.
Beja?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. I know like the restaurant and the
Okay.
location and everything. It just sometimes I get confused.
It's in the
There's-
Treme district.
Yes.
All right.
yes.
Here's clue number 2. Maybe this will shake
Okay.
it loose. The legendary chef Lee, known as the Queen of Creole Cuisine, died in 2019 at age 96 after helming the kitchen for decades and serving the likes of Duke Ellington, Ray Charles, Quincy Jones, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, and 2 presidents, George W. Bush and Barack Obama.
Wow.
Lee is her first name. Her last name is contained in the restaurant name. Do you have any idea?
I don't know.
I only know like old New Orleans. I remember Cafe Du Monde.
Okay, that's
Uh,
beignets.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
But this
You
place-
haven't hit. I
See, there's another great
Yeah, I
fried
know
chicken
there are.
restaurant,
Yeah.
family style in
Yeah.
Savannah.
Right.
And I'm getting the names.
That one is
confused.
I know that one too.
Yes.
Which my brother used to live right across the street from it.
Yes, that's a
And we-
family style
that's-
one, and
yeah.
it's but
And
known
I
for its
forgot the
fried
name
chicken.
of that one. But this
Yes.
one I know the name because I came up with the contest. So I know
Yep.
it. And clue number 3, the eatery started as a lottery ticket outlet and po' boy shop in 1939 and became a full-fledged restaurant in 1941, named for its owner. His son and daughter-in-law, Lee, I don't know if it's Lee or Leah, Leah is her
It's
name.
usually Leah.
Leah, took over a short time later, and the restaurant is now run by 4th-generation family members. Good luck, happy weekend, and go Canes. All right, it's a little bit of a tough one, but the Google machine
I
and
don't think it's right for
It'll work.
AI bots are out there to help you.
Yep.
You stumped?
I'm stumped because the
You're
name is
stumped.
on the tip of my
Yeah,
tongue.
Very
I
who
know.
I think
famous.
it is.
Yes.
And that woman, Lee Chef,
It's not Bojangles, is it?
No, it's not Bojangles. It's not
Speaking of
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Speaking
yeah.
of Ed, or, excuse me, Papa. Speaking of Edwin, I remember coming back after a few drinks with Edwin one night in New Orleans, and he goes, "We're right by the Media Hotel." He goes, "I'm gonna stop off and get some Bojangles or Popeyes." It was right across the street. So
That's
The man,
amazing.
he
What
was a
classic.
legend.
What
I
a
miss
legend.
him. I used to drink a lot of. I'll have a little white wine.
white wine over
White
ice.
wine at the Meadowlands Sheraton, right across from the old Meadowlands Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
Those Saturday nights before some of those Jets games were legendary. So we miss Edwin Pope. We miss our old friend Fred Turner, but we forge on
guys
to the
trudge along with
championship.
We
Right.
just get older.
We get older.
You
All
get
right,
wiser
Joe, we're
and
going to
better.
cut you loose. And we know
All
we're
right.
very busy this week,
Yep.
but congrats on snagging your man, the New York
Yes,
Giants.
Harbaugh.
We'll see if he can win anything. But,
Well,
see if
That's
the
the
Giants-
next
Good
step.
hire. Good hire for you.
Yeah.
At least you know you're
I'm
in good
excited.
hands.
At least
You
you
know,
got
you
him.
know you're in good professional hands.
we have credibility and stability right now.
Right,
Hopefully,
there you go.
hopefully.
There you go.
At least he brings us
Yeah,
that.
that's
We'll
what we're
see.
looking for down here.
All right.
Great.
Before we take the break, let's talk about our friends at Norman Love Confections. Valentine's Day is fast approaching, and Dave, if you want to make it up to your wife for that abandoning her after she wrecked her knee on the
20
ski
years
slopes
ago.
25 years ago,
He's not bringing it up. He's not stupid. But if you
she
were to bring it
remembers.
up,
They always remember.
Always.
They might not mention it, but
always.
what woman doesn't love? I mean, yes, you can get flowers, but there is no sweeter way to say I love you than with a box of these beautiful artisanal chocolates from Norman Love Confections. It started 25 years ago. Norman Love is a pastry chef who turned high-end chocolatier. He started in Fort Myers. Now they have shops and dessert salons all over the state. They have one in Delray Beach. They have one in Boca Raton, where we'll be on Tuesday. We're going to be talking to Norman Love himself on the Tuesday show. And again, these pretty little jewels, they look too pretty to eat, but you will eat them because they are delicious.
Ridiculous.
And the dessert salons, they also have macaroons, pastries. You could reward yourself with a little treat. Go in there at the end of a long day, have some coffee or a hot cocoa. Perfect weather for that these days. And go online to get your Valentine's Day shopping, gift boxes, all sizes. NormanLoveConfections.com. All right, that'll do it. Let's take our second break, and then we'll come back and wrap up this edition after these words. Thanks, Jim. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites, and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef-owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox at 10 Palms. Thanks again to Joe Beja. They do a great job here. Come on out. Check out the buffet on the weekends at 10 Palms. Every day they're live racing. They are open, and that would be Thursday through Sunday. A couple of things. Tropical Acres, we love them. They just are coming off a bang-up 2 nights. They were like sold out because they were offering half-price prime rib, and somebody posted about that on the group. I mean, beef prices these days are getting crazy, and I don't know if they're going to do it again. I bet that Jack and company are going to bring it back by popular demand, but to get a I think it was 10-ounce cut of prime rib with a salad and a side for $23 is ridiculously
That's insane
thing. And that's the kind of value you can find every day, especially during their happy hour, Monday through Friday in the bar, 4:30 to 6:30, 2500 Griffin Road. We love Tropical Acres. And last but not least, coming up at the end of the month, one of Defo's favorite events, it's the boxing and food battle with our friends at the Red Meat Lovers Club. This year's battle is going to involve cheesesteaks, and it's also a night of boxing at the Delray Beach Boxing Center, Thursday, January 29th.
What I like about it is it's not just like they've opened it up to sandwiches that are cheesesteak adjacent, which I like because there's only so many cheesesteaks you can eat. Yeah. Like I like that it's going to be cheesesteaks, but
that's a nice
sandwiches,
lineup.
Things like that.
A nice lineup there. Go online to ribcagebattle.com to get your tickets today, and you could use the promo code Mayo to get an extra $20 off the ticket price.
Look at you.
Ribcagebattle.com. All right, one last thing, Dave. Okay, we didn't really talk about this week's
People want to know about
NFL
playoffs. Yeah, someone
right?
was asking
But-
how the great
and-
Dave Hyde talks
And here,
playoffs.
wait, but I wanted to start something we didn't get to yesterday. Is my food angle? I have a brilliant handicapping angle,
Yeah,
there,
take
Dave,
that cable off. and
which
then we'll-
is
there you go.
There we go.
and when you look at a matchup involving two NFL teams, just ask yourself, which city would I rather go to eat? And last week, using this angle, I went 6-0.
Give me a
using-
city. Give me an example of what.
Like he did Buffalo versus Jacksonville,
Okay,
which
so
is not
Buffalo
easy.
or-
That's not
that's
easy.
a tough one.
That's
Last
not easy.
week, Rams versus Charlotte. That was easy.
That's
LA
easy.
over
That's stupid.
Charlotte.
Again,
right?
Buffalo versus Jacksonville is the difficult one. A tough
Well,
game
that-
on the field and a tough game in the food.
Although if you're a sports writer, you kind of the one thing you do appreciate in Buffalo is they do have good wings.
That was his
The
actual
wings
take.
and beef
I-
on
I-
wick. They have
yes.
signature items that are
Jenny
very
Cream.
successful.
Jenny Cream, you
and
know what to do
They
there.
have a distinct local character where at the end
Right.
of the night,
That's
if
funny.
you get done writing
I'm
the
with
game,
Mayo
you know,
there.
I
I
had your
see.
same opinion.
we've gone to the Frank and Teresa's Anchor Bar several
Absolutely,
times. in the
yes,
past.
yes. The inventor of although and people in Buffalo say that's not the best place to get wings.
well,
So,
it's
like-
never is.
No, there's new places that come up, but that's the originator. But okay, so like last week was easy. LA over Charlotte, Chicago over Green Bay.
Yeah, come on.
I went with Buffalo over Jacksonville because
I'm with
Jacksonville,
you.
what are you eating there? Grits? Like, you know, it's like,
They
it's
have
crap.
food there,
Now, and San Francisco over Philadelphia. Philadelphia
Yeah.
has a great food
but it's
scene.
not
Nah,
San
and they
not
have
even
Francisco.
close.
That's like top
Not
five.
comparable.
Like,
San Francisco.
San
Yeah,
Francisco's like top
absolutely.
five in the country.
And then New England over who'd they play last week?
San Diego.
San
Yeah,
Diego.
well,
Which-
San
oh,
Diego
no,
could
they're
have
in
a good-
LA.
Or yeah,
Oh, but the thing was,
LA.
I
LA
already
could have a great-
picked LA, and I didn't want to
used all the good restaurants for the Rams.
Yes,
And
yes.
then Houston is a really good food town.
yeah.
I went with them over Pittsburgh and their
Yes.
crappy Primanti Brothers French fries on the sandwich. thing.
Oh,
So I went 6-0. But now we got to come up with this week. So Houston at New England. Would you rather eat? Houston has a very diverse.
That's a tough
food
one because
scene.
Boston has a good
Houston
food
is
scene
good
too.
And Bo-
Mexican and
and
steak.
Vietnamese.
Yes,
a
very
lot
big
big
on steak.
Asian community. They also,
I got to go with New England though. I
you're
like
partial
that.
to chowder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Defo, how would you approach that game,
Wow, Houston, New England.
food wise?
I'm going New England.
I
North
go,
End.
I go
Yeah.
Boston too.
Yeah,
New
and that's
England.
what I'm going with. I'd rather have
Yeah.
some chowder and some.
This is
lobster
actually a lot
rolls.
more fun. Usually, I do something like ridiculous, like who has the better quarterback.
Who would want to
Out of the
analyze the
lines.
game?
Coaching.
man?
Let's go with the food.
How do the
angle,
lines
right.
stack up? All that boring
offensive
stuff.
line,
Special teams.
secondary.
Waste of time.
No, just go
Too
with
much
the food.
analytics.
Go with the
Yeah.
food.
And
Go
you know
with
what?
the
I
food.
learned this from my mom. Rest in peace. She's gone 2 years this week. We used to do a family pool, and she would just go, "Where would I rather be? Not eating, but just
Where
where would I
rather
rather
be?
go?"
What city?
Yeah. So okay, now this is a tricky one.
Green
Buffalo,
Bay never won in her pool.
Buffalo at Denver. Where would you rather go to eat?
Oh, definitely
Denver,
Denver.
Denver.
The great
Denver.
Mexican. I got a lot of family in Denver, and my mind goes just right to
Denver is a way better.
authentic
food scene.
Mexican food.
See, I'm going counterintuitive here. Denver, to me, yeah, there's a lot of good restaurants
big
there.
city.
It's a big city. But Buffalo, I still have a fond spot in my heart for. It's a kind of Rust Belt town where you get a beer and wings, and you can go to a corner pub.
Wings only take you so
Yeah.
far, Mike.
Beef
How much
on
wings
that.
are you
I
eating?
mean, you can't go to the Super Bowl on wings.
But I put it this way: would you rather eat a chicken wing or a Rocky Mountain oyster?
He goes to the thing that's the
Well,
grossest thing
you
of all they
can't-
have.
You can't do
That no one
that.
ever actually
I-
eats in Denver.
Name,
That's not a
name me
normal
one
Denver
other item that the Denver food scene is
There's
known
Mexican,
for.
steak and
Mexican
burgers.
food.
They're nowhere
Oh,
near
it's
Mexico.
It's a lot of great Mexican restaurants.
All right, we're going to differ on that. I'm going Buffalo.
And
Dave Hyde.
do you remember when we covered the Florida Panthers '96
I do.
in Colorado?
I do.
And we went to that restaurant with elk and
Yeah. We had
I
all
can't think
kinds
of
of-
the name.
and I-
I've been there again. I was
had
there
the
a
Rocky
few years
Mountain
ago.
oyster. I
You
tried
had
the
a
Rocky,
Mountain oyster.
which is,
Mike,
you know what
that's like
it is.
a joke.
It's
Why
a
do you
bull
do that?
tester. Because
They
I'm a
put that on the menu as a joke. And
I'm a food adventurist. All right. Next up on the plate is Los Angeles Rams at Chicago. That's a tough one food wise.
Although-
Defo, do you have thoughts? LA versus Chicago.
Ooh, that's tough.
I mean, I love them both.
That's
I got to
tough.
go with LA since I worked in restaurants there, and they had a great scene way back in the day, and I think it's probably only progressed. So LA, more versatility, diversity. Chicago, great, very close.
See, that's tough because Chicago is known as one of the great food towns, but LA is literally our second biggest city.
Yeah.
So I would presume they would have an even more diverse food scene. And that's my thing with
It's a great
Chicago is
food
I don't know how diverse Chicago is.
Chicago
Whereas I
has-
like diverse. And also the football wise, I think the Rams are going to beat them. So I would lean LA there too.
I got to go Chicago because I was in a Chicago steakhouse. Or was it
Gibson's.
Ditka's? I can't remember.
Oh, Ditka's or Gibson's?
And all of a sudden, there's Bill Murray.
Oh, wow.
And so Chicago restaurants
Yeah.
immediately.
Chicago
they
has
win.
some of my favorite food places, and they also have some hoity-toity places like Alinea and some of those really frou-frou places that kind of push forward the food scene with the molecular gastronomy, which I particularly hate. But
Yeah.
you also can go to Chicago and get really good, like the kielbasa and the Italian beef sandwiches. And I like Chicago
Food of
as a
the
food
earth.
town. So
Real people.
I'm also rooting for Chicago for the story. So I'm going to go with Chicago. And that's one of those coin flips.
Yes, that's a tight
Food-wise,
one.
you
I
could
got to
go
admit,
either
I'm
way.
rooting for the Rams because of the story. They got the Chris Shula.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got
Yeah.
my cradle of coaches from Miami of Ohio, Sean McVay and John Harbaugh.
Oh, McVay's from Miami, Ohio. I never
So
knew
is
that.
Chris Shula.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I
They
didn't know
were
that.
roommates.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if they grew up eating
Jesus.
Skyline chili.
Obviously, no.
I'll ask him. That's
I
the next step.
was very honest.
All right,
What do you
last-
think of Skyline?
Last but not least, a battle of the left coast food cities: San Francisco at Seattle.
Ooh, tough one.
Flying
I was just
salmon,
in
Pike's Market.
I was just in Seattle this summer.
Mhm.
Boy, it's hard to
I'm
pick
going with
go
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
It's a great
It's hard
food
to
town.
beat San Francisco, but the fish and all that in Seattle, it's
Seattle, they got some good salmon, but they
I mean,
also
San
have that in
yeah, I
San
have to go with
Francisco.
San Francisco.
I mean, it's San
Francisco.
Francisco. It's not even.
Yeah.
Seattle, I've heard it's a nice city, but it doesn't. San
So
Francisco's ridiculous.
two of the games could go either way food-wise, so it's going to be a tough weekend. I
Yes.
don't know, but it's always an
So on the
adventure.
field, do you ever take on the field?
Do you
go
think
It
low?
doesn't matter. Don't mix
someone
it up.
actually asked
Don't
for your
muddle
opinion.
it up with I like
With
the
actual
I'm trying to
analysis.
think of how you would do the odds with
Those
also
food cities, yeah.
Seattle by a salmon. I mean, what do you do?
The salmon swimming upstream. Who do you like to win the Super Bowl or to get there from each? Conference.
Right now I would say Seattle, and I don't want to say New England because I don't think they're ready.
I think
So-
they're
I think they
a
lose
little
this
bit
week.
away. I think Houston actually might
I think
beat
they
them
lose
this
this
week.
week.
I think
Houston
Houston's
has
defense-
half a team.
Yeah, they
They
don't.
have half a team. That defense could take you all the way there.
Yeah, if they rattle
We've seen
May
it before.
early,
I'm rooting for Buffalo, though. I
Yeah,
gotta
it's
admit,
the best
Feels like
I
Buffalo's
mean,
here.
I think Josh Allen. I mean, deserves is a weird word in sports, but for
I would love to see Buffalo, Chicago, because Chicago is just also kind of
Chicago, they got
a
no
unlikely. Really?
Yeah.
I think they got a puncher shot.
chance. Really.
Yeah.
I just think the luck stuff eventually wins out.
All right.
Like we came back 12 times that year. Yeah, you usually don't get the 13. Like I just this coming back stuff. It usually wears on you once you start playing the really, really, really good
I don't
teams.
know. Look at the Panthers the last couple of years in the playoffs. They managed to come back a bunch of times, right?
That's hockey.
Yeah, but they're great and hockey's insane.
7
I don't
games.
even know how to do.
Hockey's a
I mean,
whole
hockey's
different world.
insanity. I mean,
But yeah, you know what? I would say Seattle or the Rams. I'll go with Seattle because they have the home field, and Buffalo.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Seattle,
can't believe
Buffalo.
I'm
Doable.
picking Buffalo.
That would be a fine Super Bowl.
yep, it's
That'd be
doable.
very good. All right, Dave. One last thing. What's the Dolphins' record going to be next year?
Oh my God!
Who's their
you're
coach?
kidding.
Actually,
You know
that's
what?
what I want to know. Is who's
the
their coach?
Dolphins? Picking the Dolphins is always easy. You say 9-8
8.
or 8-9
That's Defo's-
because that's where
that's
they've
what
been.
Defo always
They've been that way for.
Mired in mediocrity.
Although actually, I think next year they're going to be in trouble without knowing what their plan is for quarterback. I would say 5 and how's it 12?
5 and 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about right.
It'll be a rebuilding year, as we say.
Yeah, I just want to know the
As we say
I
every
wanna know
few
the
years
coach.
around the Dolphins, it's a rebuilding year.
Yeah, right.
Well, Dave, thanks for coming out.
You're
Thanks
the
for
man,
having
Dave.
me.
Always
Great
a
seeing
pleasure
ya.
to catch up. Thank you for filling in the blanks of my memory of things.
Well, there are other things that happen,
Escapades.
Mike, that next show we'll get into.
You come back again, we'll
You
get
know?
that.
Oh, it's all good.
I love that. That's not the high.
We
point,
haven't
that
got to
story.
the good stories yet. You know?
Jesus Christ!
All right, let's get. So Monday we're going to have an encore edition from Heritage to kick off the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Week, and then the contest results will be in on Tuesday when
Yes,
we're
sir.
back live at Norman Love Confections in
Nice.
Boca Raton with Norman Love himself. Going to be a fun week next week. Enjoy the long holiday weekend, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks to Defo, Joe Beja, Lubie, Dave Hyde, And remember to enjoy every sandwich.